So Elon cucked Johnny Depp. He cucked him pretty hard. He had the three-way with Cara Delevingne and Amber Heard, and we know that. But it appears now he's cucked Twitter. And I think Twitter is really fucked. So this shit is going to get really interesting. I mean, I think that he's fucking over Twitter way worse than the insurance companies are fucking over Heard. Heard deserves it, for sure. But let's check this out. So I'm going to read this article, and then we're going to get into the kind of the why, because this is really interesting. So, and let me kind of do it here. I love the language too. Like Elon pulls out. This should have been my title today. In fact, that maybe I'll clip this and just be like Elon pulls out, and then this face. I think that's good. I think that's a good one right there. But although, as we all know, Elon hasn't pulled out enough. Elon definitely hasn't pulled out enough. So Elon is seeking to end his $44 billion bid to buy Twitter, alleging multiple breaches of the agreement. So when you enter into a merger agreement, see, and I have been through mergers. I actually helped my last company I was with had a merger. I know all about mergers. Let me put it that way. I'm very familiar with mergers. And a merger has a merger agreement. If you do not strictly follow the terms of the merger agreement, you are boned, you are out. And one side can pull out, and they can pull out unilaterally. This isn't child support. You're not on the line. You can't baby mama money this. They can just pull out. And one thing, you may have heard this word. It is one of the most boring sounding words ever, but it is so fucking important in a deal. It's called due diligence. And before you go to bed, before you literally have to break out the cocaine to stay awake, due diligence is just literally asking for shit from the company that you're going to buy. So typically, the person that's the buyer is wearing the daddy pants. They are the dom, okay? The one that is being bought is the sub. That's the relationship there. We all know the one who's getting pegged is Twitter in this. Let's just be clear about the nature of this relationship. So Twitter has to bend over backwards for Elon and give daddy what he wants. They've got to turn over whatever he asks for. So when he asks for documents, they pretty much have to give it to him. And if they don't give it to him, he can terminate the deal. He can say, you know what, I'm out. And he can, like I said, he can ask for permission. Anything. So employee roles, employee records, employee tweets, documents about how much money they're making, how much money they're not making, advertising money. But most importantly, he was really concerned with bots and spam accounts. We'll get to that right now. The announcement is just the latest in a twist of a long-running saga after the world's richest person decided to buy Twitter in April. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but Elon is the richest person because of his stock, because of Tesla and SpaceX's valuations, because their stock. That's why he's the richest person. The majority of his wealth, like most wealthy people, like Jeff Bezos, for example, the majority of their wealth is actually in the stock of the company, the underlying company they own, just so you know. Mr. Musk said he backed out because Twitter failed to provide enough information on the number of spam and fake accounts. Like I said, this is due diligence. This is important. Very, very important. So they didn't want to do it. So Twitter says it plans to pursue legal action to enforce the agreement. Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because this is why I think Twitter is fucked. Twitter is going to have to make some changes one way or another. Twitter's board is committed to closing the transaction on the price and terms agreed with Mr. Musk. You know what this says right here? So Chairman Brett Taylor wrote in a tweet, setting up a potentially long protracted legal battle. The original merger agreement includes $1 billion breakup fee. See, here's the thing. They realized that the price they were offered by Musk is better than anything they would get on the open market. They have no hope without Musk of hitting that price target. No hope. In May, In May, Musk said the deal was temporarily on hold as he was awaiting data on the number of fake and spam accounts. This is in fucking May. It is July. And they didn't turn over that shit for months. That is negligence. Here's what probably happened. He asked for it in May. They said, give us a month. And then after a month, they didn't have shit. They're like, oh, we can't tell you. It's hard to determine. We don't have the information. The algorithm is complicated. Oh, the number's changing every day. Something like that. They probably gave him some fucking bullshit or the runaround. The billionaire businessman asked for evidence to back up the company's assertion that spam and bot accounts make up less than 5% of the users. So think about it. So they're saying that bots are 5%. I'm going to tell you right now, during the Amber Heard trial, the Chris Boozy bots alone, the bots that are running out there simping for Amber Heard, the Amber bots alone probably are 5% of Twitter. I'm not going to lie right now. In a letter filed with the U.S. SEC, because, this is all regulated by the SEC. Once again, I don't believe we need the SEC, but that's another topic for another day, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Musk's lawyer said that Twitter had failed or refused to provide this information. Sometimes Twitter has just ignored Mr. Musk's requests. Sometimes it has rejected them for reasons that appear to be unjustified. And sometimes it has claimed to comply while giving Mr. Musk incomplete or unusable information. Spam accounts are designed to spread information to a large number of people and manipulate the way they interact with the platform. On Thursday, Twitter said it removed 1 million accounts each day. Think about that a second. 1 million accounts per day. That's insane. To me, that's insane. How can they not stop them from being set up? Here's the thing. Twitter is willfully allowing, at this point, that volume, that is willfully allowing them to be set up. 30 million a month. More than the population of Florida or New York in a month. Are you serious? That's insane. They need to have a process which requires more verification. And by that, I'm just saying more bot verification, human versus bot. I'm not talking about doxing people or putting your real name, whatever. Just verify you're not a fucking bot. It's not difficult. We have the technology to keep bots from signing up. This is an insane amount of bots to remove each day. Mr. Musk believes that spam and bot accounts count for 20%. If it's 1 million a day, then yeah, I certainly think 20% could be real. Shares fell 8%. Yeah, I believe it. Elon has for weeks been trying to get the information how many daily active users Twitter has. See, this is the problem. And by the way, guys, don't worry about the trolls. They're going to come in. The reason is as we get bigger, more trolls are going to come. It just happens. And once again, the haters are here because we're making it. In the filing, Mr. Musk said he repeatedly, Pepe dudes nuts, I am a bot. Yes, Pepe. Yes, I know you're a bot. And I know the mods will get on it. They'll get on blocking them. Don't worry. My beaver is very aggressive and has very large teeth, and I know Danielle's on it as well. And don't be afraid. They're spamming. It happens. YouTube has a problem with bots. Twitter has a problem with bots. Well, YouTube apparently has bots too. In fact, only yesterday it said it removed the million spam accounts a day. In a filing, Mr. Musk said he repeatedly been refusing information about the number of bot accounts, so I wish to terminate the deal. Elon thought he has already put pen to paper on the deal, but it is not totally clear whether he can back out. Yes, you can back. See, here's the thing they don't understand here is that you can back out if they breach the agreement, and failure to turn over documents and turn over information is material. That's a breach of the agreement. And there was the impact the potential merger was having on Mr. Musk's other companies. Tesla's share price has fallen significantly. His position on free speech and how Twitter might moderate in the future based on the law of individual countries also at times came off in this is crazy. So literally, they're saying that following the law is naive. Come on now. Come on. He has been described as a free speech absolutist. He pledged to loosen Twitter's content moderation rules once the company was under his ownership. This is actually good. This I do support, for sure. By the way, what's up? I hear people rating from Tug. Good to see everybody in the chat. By the way, I want to say one thing about Tug. I hope Tug's all right. I haven't had a chance to check in with him. I haven't heard from him in the last like 2 minutes, but I know that he might have been swatted the other day because these fucking assholes out there, these Amber simps, these little bitches are angry as shit. And I know he's been swatted before, and I just really am afraid for him because I know he has a family, he has a wife, he has kids. So I really, my heart goes out to Tug. He has my full support. I look forward to seeing him at Matsuri. I think he'll be at Anime Matsuri. So shout out to my people from Tug Stream. If they're over here, welcome. You always have a home here, especially when you're calling out the bullshit. Especially when we're calling out the bullshit, which we'll get to, by the way. So he's been criticized as he's criticized the ban of some accounts like Trump. He's called for more transparency over how the platform presents tweets to users, which is very true. So there you go. So here's the back. That's the background. But here's why. Here's the nitty gritty. This is what they've had to do because they got cucked by Elon. Look at this. 30% of their talent acquisition team. We are going into a recession. And as we head into a recession, 30% of your team that you can't, that's not sustainable, bro. That's not sustainable. This is not something that's going to be able to do. They can't keep this up. They're going to have to lay off other employees. And there's a company-wide hiring freeze. That's a bad sign. That means they are doing bad. So you go into that, and then they go, boom. They hired a law firm, Wachtel, to sue Elon Musk for his $44 billion takeover. So they've hired Wachtel, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz in preparation for the legal battle. And they're going to sue over breaking that agreement. They say that we see Elon Musk unsubstantiated claims that Twitter's misleading investors about the percentage of fake accounts as an excuse to back out the deal. It's not an excuse. It's a legitimate reason. So definitely view that as legitimate, 100% legitimate. So that's really interesting, guys. So that's my take on that. I think, honestly, Twitter without Elon is kind of fucked because they're not going to be able to grow and innovate. They're going to continue to do the same old shit. They're going to incentivize the fucking wokesters as the blue check marks, which, by the way, they continue to do.